What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the brand new Spider-Man event known as Dark Web. This will be issue number 1, coming from Zeb Wells, Adam Kubert, and Frank Martin. If you haven't been keeping up with both Spider-Man and Venom, I highly recommend that you check out the playlist I created. It has both the most recent issues of Venom and Spider-Man. These are preludes to Dark Web, laying the groundwork for what is about to go down. We are seeing the two most famous clones ever created. They are back to take what is theirs. Those two being Ben Reilly and Madelyne Pryor, with Ben Reilly taking on the name of Chasm, with Madelyne Pryor being the Goblin Queen, and their new associate, which is Hallows Eve. And to take it even further, with everything that has been going on with Eddie Brock, he found himself in limbo. He found himself face to face with Madelyne Pryor. Now that the forces have been gathered, the Goblin Queen is ready to enact everything that she has been planning. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Ben Reilly and Janine. It's Christmas time and they are window shopping, enjoying their time, enjoying everything that they are doing. That is when MJ and Peter show up, both of them laughing at him, taking his hair off of his head as if it is nothing more than a wig, teasing him, taunting him, making feel like he is just less than, even going as far to ripping his lips off, taking his eyes from his very face and taking his brain out. As he wakes up from this, finding himself back in limbo, this was nothing more than a dream. It was nothing more than his worst nightmares. With Madelyne Pryor letting him know that emotion has power here. Pain and regret are currency, while she has focused all of hers into the Scythe of Sorrows, a symbol by which she commands the demons of limbo. To work the magic above, she needs to focus all of Ben's hurt into energy, with Ben letting it be known that if pain is energy, then consider him full of it, as they prepare to take back everything that was stolen from them. We are jumped over to the Coffee Bean, December 13th, Harry Osborn's birthday, the late Harry Osborn. As everybody sits around the table, they all have drinks, they all have some laughs. We see a conversation between Peter and MJ, not understanding how the relationship has become so tethered. At least for today, they are calling a ceasefire, as Peter goes to get him and MJ both a coffee. Looking out the window, that is where he sees him. That is where he sees Norman Osborn, a man who is now more reformed than he has ever been in comic books. Everyone is gathering to remember a clone of his son, a clone who died in his very arms. After everything that he has done, it's hard to see that not as anything more than a punishment. Going on to say that Ben Reilly, the clone of Peter Parker, also died in his arms, in Peter's arms, something that Norman had orchestrated. Peter reminding him that he is a different man now, that it's okay to be sad. Harry is gone. No matter what, he simply misses his son, whether he was a clone or not. He says that it was very nice to have him around again. As Norman walks off, we are taken back over to Ben and Madelyne, saying that they are going to need some help if they are about to do everything that they intend to do. Even with the enlistment of Hallows Eve, they are gonna need something better, because what she wants is in Krakoa's New York base. By agreement, she is forbidden from ever entering within it, at least with ill intent. As they walk into this room, that is where we see Eddie Brock. Now, to fully understand what is going on with Eddie Eddie, you have to read the Venom line, which I highly recommend that you do because it is very, very interesting story. We have been seeing him go through many different changes. Eventually, Eddie Brock is supposed to become Meridius, the king of all kings in black. Right now, he is on the verge of transforming into Bedlam, but more than anything, he is looking for his son, not knowing where to go, not knowing where to find him. Madelyne Pryor has made a deal with him, and she is promising that she is going to find his son, but that he has to help them first. With Ben closing the door, she says that Eddie Brock's mind is carrying a heavy weight, and so she goes to lighten that load. That is where we pick up on the streets of New York City, having Jean and Cyclops both out here more or less enjoying the crowds, enjoying the people, just living life. That is when Madelyne Pryor begins to do what she does, chanting the mantra, playing on her giant organ. Their spirits are primed. As she continues to play on, the essence of the demons are about to seep into Earthrealm. Picking up with Peter Parker, his spider senses are going crazy. Everybody recognizing that something is amiss. Carriages coming to life, beginning to eat people. Statues coming to life, getting ready to cause chaos. Fire hydrants, everything that you can think of. It is all coming alive and it is attacking everybody. With Peter getting to a rooftop, getting his suit on, looking down, he sees that the Rockefeller Center, it is filled with abominations getting ready to eat everybody. As the X-Men with the likes of Alex, of Iceman, Cyclops, Jean Grey. At this point, they're kind of recognizing that this is Madelyne Pryor. While Jean isn't able to sense Madelyne anywhere nearby, at this point, they're thinking that maybe giving a woman called Goblin Queen the keys to Limbo wasn't the best idea. And while many are trying to say that she has changed, maybe not as much as they had thought, we pick back up with Madelyne Pryor, with Hallows Eve getting ready to do the mission that she is set out to do. The only person that they are waiting on is Eddie Brock. That time is short, they need to get this done and over with. That is what takes us to Oscorp, as Norman sits here in his office, looking at his brand new suit that is the Gold Goblet. That is when we have the arrival of Chasm, with Ben Reilly introducing himself. The reason that he is here is because he wants his memories back. Some of those memories belong to Peter, some of those belong to Ben, but he lost all of Peter's memories, and Peter won't give them back, believing that some of those memories are very important, not even being able to keep all of his memories. The ones that are left over are mostly bad. The ones that tend to make the biggest impressions, they surround Norman Osborn. As he calls the gold glider over to him, Ben is able to get the jump on him before the glider is able to come off the wall. Norman pressing a button, this is when the glider comes directly towards Ben, and we see Norman Osborn fully suited up, and he's ready to dance. What Norman did not know is that Ben was posing as Peter at one point in time, was able to get to the gear of Norman Osborn. He tampered with it, he put explosives in it. So when the glider detonates, Ben Reilly starts laying down the haymakers, just beating the living crap out of Osborn. Madelyne Pryor still having issues with Eddie Brock because she did something to him. Now that he is back in New York City, they can smell him. Now they can finally kill him. The goal was to make Eddie Brock more malleable, but she is afraid that she may have taken far too much away from him, because now Eddie Brock has one thing on his mind. Sensing that Spider-Man is around, we see Venom swinging through the city, and he is going off to eat Spider-Man's brain. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I am still very skeptical on this story because it is Zeb Wells. I have not been a fan of everything that he has been doing with Spider-Man. It really has been quite disappointing, to the point that I even dropped the Spider-Man line and am only picking it up because of Dark Web, because of what it has to do with Eddie Brock. Now we see Madelyne Pryor Pryor, she appears to have manipulated Eddie Brock to the point where he is nothing more than a mindless killing machine. Her attempt was to make him more controllable, but what she has done is unleash the monster upon New York City. The Eddie Brock, the Venom that we once knew, he has returned. This is no longer the King in Black Eddie Brock. This is simply Eddie Brock and Venom with one-track mind to kill Spider-Man. And I'm not 100% sure how I feel on that, because after everything that Eddie Brock has been through, to see him regress down to this feeble, one-track mind individual, I just feel bad for Eddie. After everything that he has been through, everything that he is still going through, even becoming the King in Black, he is constantly going through suffering, through torment, even coming to the realization that it was a version of him that killed his own son, or at least that is what he saw, but another version letting him know that his son is still very much alive, and so the only thing that Eddie wants to do is go find him, to go find Dylan, which Dylan is currently turned into Codex. Not sure how that's going to play into all this, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with him. But the groundwork has been laid. There is a lot of promise here. There is a lot of potential. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything happening with both Venom and Spider-Man. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do any of that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.